Hello and welcome to coverage of Grand Prix Dallas-Fort Worth. I'm Marshall Sutcliffe in the booth with Randy Bueller, and it is time for round 9.
We couldn't start anywhere else, right?
Got to start with Alexander Haines at 6-2, looking to stay in this fight, keep his lead over Pascal Maynard, who's, by the way, X1 coming into the round. His opponent, Shuhei Morris. Looks like we got the colors wrong, as we have Swamp into Shambling Ghoul, so it doesn't look like he's white-green.
You don't think he's white-green?
I've made a prediction. Alex, we have seen, though, is so we see green and white. He's actually blue-green with 8 planes.
Yeah. One planes, one white card.
This is a nice start here for Shuhei Morris. He gets the crack in for 4, dropping Alex down to 14.
No third land.
Ooh.
Looks like Shuhei Morris kept, what, Swamp, 2-drop on the play, and then bricked on a couple draw steps?
That is the case.
It's a reasonable keep. It's not. It doesn't sound like he did anything wrong.
He's now picked up a sword here, though that's not actually going to do anything this turn. They're not a sword, a throwing knife, but that's not going to do anything right now. They are in full race mode, and Shuhei is doing a better job at racing at this point. It's just you got to figure with the land drops flowing, all 3 colors now for Alex and 5 mana, he should be able to play things that just outclass what Shuhei is doing. Yeva's Force Mage. All right, well, a punch back here. This is 6 damage hitting Shuhei, dropping him down to 12. And the Sigiled Starfish is going to be able to block the not-equipped creature.
Right, and Force Mage can trade with either creature. Well, he can't trade with the 2/3, right? He can trade with the Servitor in theory. I mean, if he does draw a land, I guess throw this knife at the Force Mage? Oh, he's going to pick off an Orchard Spirit, which means now the Starfish can block.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to do that when you declare your attack, so Alexander gets great information there. Looks like he's going to upkeep, fire off the Sigiled Starfish here. See if he wants to keep that top card. It looks like he's got enough land, so he can probably start shipping lands to the bottom unless he's got 6-drop in hand. He really wants to cast.
Well, he's got at least 1 land in his hand. I see a forest.
So there you go.
Land's being scribed to the bottom, for sure.
Ooh, Anchor to the Aether. When your opponent's missing land drops,
put that on top.
Such a dagger.
It doesn't even get to block when it comes back.
No, it doesn't. Wow. And there's a Rune Servitor, and Yeva's Force Mage is going to stay back.
Yeah, it's funny. I think he didn't want to offer the trade when Morse, by getting the Servitor draw, might have drawn a land out from under the Shambling Ghoul.
I think you're right.
This turn, I think maybe you offer the trade. Maybe. Yeah.
Servitor, so he gets 2 peels at it?
Yeah. Everybody draw 2 cards.
I don't blame Shuhei for that. He's trying to hit this land drop. Sigil Starfish could get activated in between here. Yeah, I think that's what Alex was saying. All right, well, hold on a sec. One of these I want to get a look at first. He kept that one, unfortunately drew a land for the other. Jeez, big turns here for Alexander Haines. And Shuhei has found that land, but you can't help but think like that it's way too late.
Yeah.
Well, that'll keep the spider at bay, but yeah, we're done here. Shuhei Morris packs him
could start
up.
discarding rather than figure out what to discard from having drawn all those Servitor cards. He just decides to start shuffling up for game 2.
Now, I like Alexander's deck a lot. I was talking to BDM, and he thinks it's not that
together.
good. Yeah,
it's blue. Of course you like it. It's blue. You're not an objective
Do you think
observer
it's bad?
here. I think it's okay. I mean, it's got some highlights. But I mean, I don't think it's great.
No, I don't think it's great either. But do you think it's cobbled together?
It doesn't have...
Like he was making fun of Aspiring Aeronaut. I think that card's like
fine.
Replacement level, right? It's a good card. Like,
right, but if you have too many replacement level cards in your deck, then your deck is cobbled together.
Well, sure, but I just don't think that's the case.
All right.
Jeez.
How's this for an elimination match, by the way? Look at this matchup.
Oh, yes, we have Huckleberry Seed here
World
on
Series
the left.
of Poker champion.
Main event champion.
Main event champion, Huckleberry Seed.
1996, he won the whole thing. He's playing against Jamie Park, 3-time Pro Tour top 8 competitor.
Yeah, 3 different decades.
That's right.
One of the few that's done that. Yeah, Huckleberry Seed has gotten dragged into Magic by David Williams.
And his son.
And right. I remember that story now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays against his kid, and David has started taking him out to the Grand Prix circuit. So I mean, I follow Huckleberry on Twitter.
Yeah, I do too.
He really wants to make day 2 at a Grand Prix.
Oh, he really, really wants to make.
It's his third try, I believe.
Yes.
He has not made day 2, but this match is for day 2.
Yeah, this is big for him. This is him getting to that next. I mean, he wants to make it on the Pro Tour.
I mean, competitive guy with a history of succeeding at games. I think we've all been there.
He is not to be blamed. That's Acolyte of the Inferno. That's a card that both you and I like quite a bit.
Yeah, it's very good.
BDM's a fan too. This is the 3/1, and whenever it gets blocked, it deals 2 damage to the blocking creature, and it's also got Renown 1.
Right. It's like he's really hard to block, but if you don't block him, the Renown trigger happens. So.
Yeah, and he hits hard enough that he incentivizes you to block.
Yeah.
Right. It's
You
know, some
wind
of
up
these
chump blocking or gang blocking. It's off.
The good news is that it's quite fragile, so if you do have a removal spell of almost any type, it will kill it, but it's just in combat it's hard to interact with.
Yep.
Yeah, Huck has his, well, you can't attack with that one. He's got his work cut out for him. I mean, Jamie Park is no slouch. He is going to make his life real tough trying to get to day 2. Also,
Jamie's on 3 lands, though, notice. He stopped playing lands at 3. They've traded a lot, so their life totals are pretty high.
I was going to say, he also has 5 spells in his graveyard and a creature, so it looks like his low curve. He probably just has a very low curve.
The 3/1 discard elf. Look at the cards in Huck's graveyard.
Fair enough.
You trade with that 3/1.
Now he can attack here with the construct.
True. Is he not
but he didn't. Oh no, there he goes. Okay.
Huck's still learning his way around the game, but I mean, 6/1/1.
I just love the way he handles the cards. We had a good time watching him do it before. Now look, one of them's turned one way and one's turned the other. It's funny because when you play Magic for a while, you start to develop the same habits where you turn certain things certain ways, but he just kind of does it.
He hasn't played that much Magic.
That's right.
And a lot of the Magic that he has played, I believe, is on Magic Online.
That's correct.
Magic Online and with his kid.
All right, well, why don't we jump back over to our main match. We'll keep an eye on Huck Seed versus Jamie Park, but I want to see how this one ends. Our first game went so quickly with Alex that I got to see what happens here.
Sign of a good player when you drop the Elite on turn 2 without making the Elf trigger. You're like, you know what? Grizzly Bear's just fine on turn 2. Don't get greedy. Wait till you have an Elf in play. Just drop him and start beating down.
Here's a Llanowar Empath for Sean Morse. He's looked at the first 2 cards. Wow, he topped both.
It's actually, I find myself, yeah, that's a great card. Top with that guy. Often, like, you kind of want to land, but there's a creature, so you get the free creature draw and put a land on top of your library. Like, you top with that guy a surprising amount, I find.
So interesting that he revealed the Sentinel there. As Alex is going to note that, and he might very well assume that one of Sean's cards is also a Plains, as he hasn't seen it yet, and you wouldn't figure that Sean would put it on top unless he could cast it in a few turns. So a little bit of information for Alex, though. He'll probably find out right now that, yes, it was a Plains. No, he doesn't find out right now, so that is actually kind of just a little minor thing that Alex is probably going to be keeping in mind.
Fight! Wild Instincts.
Wild Instincts and Thump, so Krasis goes down.
4 damage, too.
And 4 damage, that's right.
The race is on.
There's a Bonded Construct over here, too. Looking to trade. Trade with the Dwynen's Elite.
How good do you think Bonded Construct is?
Medium. Medium minus. Not a big fan of it. But
Seems
it's
like
not.
There are decks where it's good.
Yeah, I mean, it does things. Like, it has its slot. Now, there's a real card. Aspiring Aeronaut. And this turn is likely to be the Sentinel. Boom.
Good card. We're talking about whether that is the best uncommon.
It's
in
like
the set.
Whirler Rogue.
Whirler Rogue is the other candidate. I think I actually thought for a while that Whirler Rogue was rare.
I don't blame you.
I think that's a valid candidate for best uncommon in the set.
Yeah, but I think both of those
maybe the
are
other
high on the
other
list.
valid candidate.
Yeah, mythic uncommons we call them.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, Sentinel of Eternal Watch is absurd. 4/6 vigilance. At the beginning of combat on your opponent's turn, you tap down a creature. which of course means it's not going to be attacking you either. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1, like it removes their best thing and also gives you a huge blocker and a big attacker. What's not to love? And Sean Morris is just going to jam with the team here. He's way ahead on land drops. Alex is only on 4. And Alex says, okay, sure, let's trade some stuff. I'll take it. Follow-up play is an Orchard Spirit. Is there anything else? The Titanic Strength. Reeve Soul. Okay, well, he's doing a good job of keeping Alex's board at bay here. You got to figure, though, that if Alex can hit a land drop or two, that he can start dropping big stuff. Sean's down to 1 card in hand. The Sentinel's a major issue, though, for a blue deck, a blue-green deck like this. You can see why Alex is splashing white for suppression bonds when he's in a situation like this. This is going to drop Sean Morse down to 8.
Still triggers for your suppression bonds, though, right?
Yeah, it does.
So even that doesn't help. Well, maybe a Planeswalker will save him.
It is
a checklist card.
Vryn's Prodigy.
What did you check off?
And there's a throwing knife as well. Another land off the top for Sean. That's not going to get it done. He's going to attack for 6, half of Alex's remaining life total. Looking to force a game 3 is Sean. Alexander Hain desperately trying to make day 2 as he knows that his friend and competitor Pascal Maynard is going to make day 2. He's X-1 right now. The only question is what's his record when he gets there.
Yep.
But Hain does not want to find himself in a position where he doesn't make day 2 here and has to just sweat it out watching Pascal run it up tomorrow to see who's going to get that world championship seat. I was down in the feature match area last round where we also had Alex down there, and it was intense, and there was a very big crowd.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, every time you see those guys literally like running across the floor trying to find out what happened. Did Pascal win?
Yeah. Down to 6 for Sean Morris. 6 apiece, in fact. And there's land number 5 for Hain. What's the play? Rock's Maulers.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. And you're tapped out.
Titanic Growth for the win.
Oh,
Titanic
so
Growth for the
rude.
win. Of course
Hain
we go to a game
finally
3.
turned the corner, and right in the nick of time, Sean Moore says, I got you.
Turned the corner, stepped on a rake.
All right, let's take a look at our back table. Looks like that game's still going on. Huckseed, that's him on the left there with the gray and red shirt. There's Jamie Park on the right.
Keep trading.
That is a Necromantic Summons. It looks like Huck is trying to decide what he wants to bring back here.
Ah.
Hopefully something bigger than a Council's Lieutenant, which is right now a 2 on first strike, but can get a little bigger. Jamie seems to have finally found a 4th land. All right, he's decided on Thopter, Engineer. It doesn't look like he's got Spell Mastery, so it's just going to be the same size. What is the second main phase?
Looks that way.
Yeah, so, you know, I don't know what he had in mind there, but, you know, you probably want to first main it so you can get in with the other Thopter. But it looks like he maybe was trying to keep something else up. But that's a nice one. A 1-3 versus the 2-1 first striker is just what he needs. Bricklebore. That's a lot of first strike on the attacks, but Huck's going to rumble for 2, dropping Jamie down to 8.
Man, it feels like Jamie's just been trading, trying to stall long enough to draw land. He's finally gotten to 5. But can he turn the corner?
Crone Sergeant is the first play for Seed.
Does require red mana.
And he's going to play a shambling ghoul as well. So a nice turn for seed there. He just added 4 more power to his board. He's trying to close it out on Jamie Park, who's at 8. Oh no.
Chandra's ignition.
Chandra's ignition. It's
Light it
3.
up. Light the fire.
Kill, 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 kill. Everything dies except for the prickle boar, which is going to get in for a total of 8 this turn.
Wow. Wow.
Now we see why Jamie was trading, and we see what he was waiting for. The last time this happened, when we were like, wow, that was a pretty eager trade, it was the same exact line from a different player.
That's a good point.
Jeez. Now that's not going to do it here.
No.
Deadbridge Shaman does not block prickle boar profitably here, and this could just be a quick 2 turns. Let's jump back over to our main match. I don't want to miss a thing, though.
Yeah. Let's see if Hain can make day 2. 1 game for a spot on day 2. Hain leads with Elvish Visionary.
By the way, Pascal was over there watching last round, too. Now, he's probably still playing at the moment, but they are very keenly aware of what each other are up to.
Did you read the feature on the tech side?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, Corbin wrote a really nice piece.
He does that.
2 of them, yeah, he does. The 2 of them started playing against each other in a scholarship series match 9 years ago.
Wow.
Have been friends ever since.
All right, this is a huge turn here. Alexander Hain looks like he's getting in with Valorant Wardens, and that is
Trigger Renown?
Trigger. Yeah.
Draw a card and make it a 3/5?
Yes. This is happening, Randy. It looks like Alex might just run away with this. How is it that Sean can't play anything here?
You mean because he's got 3 land and 3 colors?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like
what
he should
kind
be
of a
able to
hand
play
is
something.
this? All right. This
Death
is
Toucher?
decent. Freakus Disciple 2/3 with Death Touch.
But now, I mean, if Hain has any kind of tempo play, any kind of bounce spell.
Yes, he is so far behind here. Crunch.
Smash. Yeah.
Sure, let's trade. Oh, no, he did not. Turn 2 frog.
Turn frogs do not have death touch.
Not a poisonous frog. He's going to take 3 damage. Dwynen's elite. He does have an elf, and this could be over.
I think that counts as the
quickly.
tempo play we were talking about. Yeah, Rock Smaller is nowhere near good enough versus
It's not bad.
6 creatures.
He's taken a lot of damage this turn.
What are you even blocking? You're killing a 2/2?
Yep.
You're bouncing with a 3/5? Rock Smaller doesn't do that much. And it doesn't even get to do that much.
Oh, Disperse here is completely backbreaking.
Yep.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage.
Be at 5.
No, he's just dead.
Rune Servitor. Game on.
Alexander Hain.
Comes down to the final day.
It's not going to be that easy, Pascal.
Nope. Of course it comes down to the final day. Love it.
Sean is just making sure that there's not something that he's missing, something that he can do. You know, I'm assuming he's splashing black so he doesn't have Languish in his deck. And that's it. Alexander Hain advances at 7-2 to day 2. He's coming back to draft. He's coming back to give a little glance over to his friend Pascal. Says, no, it's not that easy.
If he can spike a couple of drafts, not only does he get GP Player of the Year, he gets Platinum too.
Wow. All right, so we'll be keeping an eye on that one tomorrow. Let's jump back over to Huck Seed and Jamie Park to see how this is shaped up. Last we left, Chandra's Ignition had left Huck's board. It looks like Huck is doing the obligatory browsing of the graveyard before losing here.
Yeah, what do I need to play around with next game?
Though, interestingly, they are both at 5. Glimpse of the Hieromancer means that this is a lethal attack.
Yep.
Pair of Pricklebores getting in there. And that's going to do it.
On to game 2.
Game 2 we will have. I think there may be some questions being asked here. Interesting.
That looks like post-match decompression. Normally people save that for the end of the match.
Yeah. Still learning the flow of it all. You know. curious to. I'd be curious to know what kind of, like, if Jamie's kind of giving him a or if he's actually talking to him. Yeah. We've got one more match. We're going to actually move over to our main table, so we'll be kind of going back and forth between them here before we sign off for the day. Not going to do a turbo match to end the day.
It's a feature match round, though, so that must mean Shuhei Nakamura's there, right?
Shuhei's in the feature match area. That's right.
Shuhei Nakamura. Here's his pairings so far today. He was featured against Paulo Vitor Damarosa.
Okay.
Featured against Paul Rietzel.
So, Hall of Famer, basically.
Had to play against Mike Sigrist. Featured. And he's in the feature match at 8-0. By the way, Shuhei's 8-0 coming into this round, having defeated all three of those guys. Gets Jason Chung.
The man on a heater.
Well, now Shuhei appears to be the man on the heater. Shuhei 2-0 takes down Jason Chung.
Wow, good.
Shuhei Nakamura is 9-0.
Good, finally. I missed you, Shuhei. Welcome back.
Indeed.
Not that he hasn't been playing anything. It's just I'm used to seeing him at the North American GP.
Yeah, he hasn't been at all the GPs.
Yeah.
Nearly.
Oh, big smile from Shuhei in the background.
Oh,
there.
that is a 9-0 smile.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, he's actually just talking trash right now. Just talking mad trash back there. Wow, Shuhei's one of the nicest guys you'll meet out here.
Definitely.
Does not have the trash talking gene in him at all. He does have the winning gene, though. He has a lot he could talk trash about. He chooses not to. But.
Yeah, he's on 22 pro points. So, I mean, he's got the Hall of Fame benefits, obviously. So he's qualified for everything. He gets Hall of Fame benefits for showing up to Pro Tours. I mean, the Hall of Fame benefits do stack with gold or platinum. So, I mean, he would like to be able to, get enough points here that the Pro Tour can push him up to that gold or platinum stage. That's kind of his goal. He's only got pro points from 2 GPs, but they're a 5 and a 4. I think he's got 2 top 8s this season, despite not really traveling that much.
Should look easy. The table closest to us, you can see Yvonne Flock on your right. He's playing against Pierre Dejean. So we'll probably bump over to them in between games of Huckseed versus Jamie Park here.
But
we'll stick
that's
on
a
this
win
one.
in, right? Or is that? Let's see if I can find. I know Flock's on our players to watch list. Oh, Flock's 7-1. That's Flock trying to get to 8-1 to put the real fear into Josh Utter-Layton and Steve Rubin, sitting just above the bubble and sitting at 6-2 coming into this round.
We've got our
Dejean,
answer, by the way.
What was
Randy. Friendly chatter abound there between Jamie and Huck. It looks like these guys are partly with your game. We'll cut back over when our other competition is ready to roll, but this is nice. War Oracle here for Pierre. Card's a nice one, but he is way behind here. 3-3 first striker, a 3-4 death touch, a regenerate an Undercity Troll. At least it blocks the Visionary. Those top 2 creatures, though, can still attack here. Oh, the Troll's getting in, too.
Always regenerate.
Oh, you can just block it, though. Gain 2 life. Oh.
Titan Strength.
Oh. Well, that does change things. Now regenerate it. Pierre's tapped out. He's had enough.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a game 3, though.
Yep, on a game 3.
We'll end on a game 3 for sure with them, and we'll see if our other one ends up going to a game 3.
Pierre Dejean had the really good year last year, losing the Mono Blue Devotion Mirror in the finals of the Pro Tour to his teammate Jeremy Desani. Desani's also here. He's playing a win-in this round. Out on the floor as well.
On the line this year?
I mean, he's not had a great year.
No.
I mean, he was not in contention to get to. I'll look him up. I know he's not in platinum contention, but he may actually. I'm pretty sure he's only earned silver at this point this season.
Like,
it's definitely
the difference between last year and this year is profound, right? I mean,
Agreed.
He was on the heater of heaters.
And he has not had a good season.
Yeah. Interesting. I wonder how he's handling that. You know, that's got to be stressful, right? You go from being on top of the world to now scraping through silver.
Dave John's on 28, by the way, so he needs 4 points to clinch gold.
Okay.
I'm still scrolling and looking for Dizani. It's been that kind of year. Jeremy Dizani has 19 pro points. He clinches silver by showing up to Vancouver, but he needs plus 13 above the minimum to get to gold.
Wow.
So he needs a GP result and a day 2 run at the Pro Tour just to get back to gold and stay on the tour.
Wow. Yeah.
That is quite the fall. His GP season has been miserable. His Pro Tour season's been mediocre. He's yet to do even a 12-3 result at a GP this year.
Yeah. Pricklebore for Jamie Park. Huck's just going to rumble with both of his creatures here. A bold attack to be sure, and Jamie's going to block Pricklebore on the bonded construct. They're going to go to damage, so construct down. Jamie takes 2, drops to 18. Does Huck have a follow-up play that actually finishes off the board? He does. Eye Blight Massacre.
Sure.
Doesn't seem great, though.
That
right?
card can do more than that.
Yeah, and also he had to lose a creature just to set that up.
Right. Yeah, that card's capable of more.
Especially against red-white.
Yeah.
You know, I think I'd like that play better if Huck had a little bit more punch behind it. Because, you know, as it sits, like even if Jamie didn't have a follow-up, Huck's hitting him for 2. Dropping him from 18 to 16. It's not like he can back it up with huge pressure.
Jamie Park, by the way, 29 pro points. Needs 3 to clinch gold. So 12-3 is his goal. But you got to make day 2.
He has been testing with Pantheon in the past. Is that still the case?
I don't. He's here. He can't be on Pantheon. He wouldn't be here
this
this weekend.
Of course, the bylaws.
I mean, he's wearing a Pantheon T-shirt right now. You can see that on the wide shot. He's got the Pantheon T-shirt on, but he must not be testing with them, or he wouldn't be here.
Maybe it's just his most comfortable T-shirt.
I'm proud of being part of the team. Like, he can still be a supporter.
Mm-hmm. This is a sick team. All right, this is Cruel Revival to take down the Pricklebore.
Pretty good.
Does he actually have a?
Does he have a zombie? I don't think so.
Not.
Still, I mean, at Cruel Revival, 5 mana kill a creature dead is totally reasonable.
These days, it is. Ask me that 5 years ago, and I would have laughed at you. But these days, that is thumbs up.
Right. If you get to raise dead a zombie, even better. But you don't need to make Cruel Revival be good.
Yeah, his only zombie is on the battlefield, I think. The Deadbridge Shamans are zombies, though, right? They're zombie elves.
I think they're zombie elves, yeah.
Double check that real quick. But
I believe that's a zombie elf.
Yeah, so that's a pretty nice interaction. You can get ahead pretty far on cards there.
I mean, the 2/3 comes into play tap guy's a zombie, too.
You know, it's an elf shaman.
Oh, it's an elf shaman, not a zombie.
Yeah, the Shambling Ghoul's definitely, though.
Scries the swamp to the bottom. Off the Javelin.
Open Freeblade.
Yeah. Centaur needs to play defense against Freeblade. That makes sense. Huck's down to 1 card, though. Wow, he's got 8 lands and 1 in his yard.
I mean,
he described 1 to the bottom. He's kind of
cards
flooded
to kill a Pricklebore. It's like you don't get those back, you know. Oh, he snuck it through with the Subterranean Scout. That's pretty great.
Yes.
It's not amazing, though, just because Huck can still block it. Like, as the board sits, Jamie still doesn't have profitable attack next turn. Still, he'll take it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's that ghoul now. Shaman Ghoul's going to enter the battlefield tapped. But like I said, Huck is actually stable at this point. Uh-oh, there's Chandra's Ignition in hand, though, for Jamie.
Oh, jeez.
Right now, I'm not doing a lot.
Is Jamie not qualified for Origins? Chat's saying Jamie may not actually not have a Vancouver invite.
That's absolutely possible. I haven't seen Jamie out in a while.
Yeah, I mean, he's silver. If he was only silver last year, he may just not have a Vancouver invite. So I was thinking that he needed 3 points to clinch gold, but if he's not invited to Vancouver, then he has to win the GP to clinch gold.
That's in his range.
It is in his range. How sick would that be, though? If he wins the GP, he gets gold both this year and next year. So he wins 5. He gets 5 invites because he gets to go to Origins.
Yeah.
Wow. That would be an amazing story. Yeah, if Jamie doesn't have an Origins invite, I believe the chat if they're saying that. That makes sense to me. Only a win, but a win would get him Origins next weekend and everything next year.
I'll root for that. So Acolyte of the Inferno sitting there. There's a Token Free Blade with Grasp with Hieromancer on it.
Gold is hard.
Gold is really tough.
35 points is a lot of points.
Jamie's looking at that Chandra's Ignition, trying to see, okay, well, what happens, right? Like, what all do I lose? Let's say I target my Acolyte of the Inferno, for example. You know, he would get to keep his Token Free Blade. His Scout would go away, but whatever. And on the other side of the table, Thopter, Gearcrafter, Ghoul would all die.
Yeah, the Centaur hangs out, though.
Centaur hangs out in that scenario. Yeah, he could also do it on the Free Blade and just wipe everything else out.
That looks better.
It's just last turn he played
4.
the
right
Inferno.
Wow, this just in from Brian David Marshall. Pascal Maynard got Molten Vortexed.
Right out of that match.
Down to 7-2. He'll be tied with Insane Hain. They could be in the same draft pod.
Of course they're going to be tied. Yeah. Oh, they definitely
They could be in the same. There's going to be a lot of 7-2s. It would be kind of crazy for them to randomly wind up in the same draft pod, but it's possible.
It's possible. All right, so Jamie is actually going to take that first line that we talked about. Yeah. Chandra's Ignition.
3 to everything.
Yeah, it's not a sick value play, but it does get him in for a ton of damage here.
And the fact that he's got the enchantment, which allows him to tap the Centaur every turn, makes
the
it play a
Grasp of
lot
the
better.
Hieromancer when your opponent only has one creature looks fantastic.
Yeah. Gets to trigger the Renown on the Acolyte. You're right. This line's great. Huck drew a red card. What is that? Seems to have a lot of flames on it.
That's the, you know what it's called.
Plays his last land. Nobody's taught him about bluffing by holding the last land?
Ravaging Blaze.
Oh,
he needed it. Oh, that is disgusting, Jamie Park. Enshrouding Mist to prevent the damage.
Crazy.
Because Huck waited, and I think Jamie drew that.
No day 2 for Huck Seed. His quest to turn himself into a Pro Tour quality Magic player continues. His 3rd GP, he was already playing for day 2. That's not bad.
He was half a match away.
Half a match away from day 2 in his 3rd Grand Prix.
That's a heartbreaker.
But it's Jamie Park who has the dream alive to see if he can stitch together
the quintuple Q.
He wants to go to Vancouver next weekend. He doesn't want to fly home. He wants to fly up to Vancouver.
Wow.
So can you test with Pantheon? If you're not qualified on the weekend before, are you allowed to play the GP?
I don't know, but my guess would say they would be like, away with you, son. You got to put in your work if you're on the Pantheon.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they have high expectations for you. I don't think they would take a late edition. Maybe, though. You know, maybe he's built up enough credit with them where
maybe, yeah.
He's worked hard and they'll take him in and say, okay, this is what we're playing. But you got to earn it.
Speaking of earning it, Yvonne Flock is 1 point below the bubble for a world spot. Big difference between going into tomorrow 8-1 versus 7-2. But it's going to be 7-2. Pierre Dejean explains, I've got you. I've got the suppression bonds. You're dead.